Hello and welcome to a new vlog and video of the cruise vibes, and today we're gonna take a look at the last 2 days on board of the Queen Anne of Cunard. We are on the North Sea and heading to Southampton on day 3, where the cruise will already end again for me. Here on the sea map you can see our approximate route, and as I said, we are starting on the North Sea. I woke up pretty early to make my ship tour that you saw in the last video, but we had quite big waves, the ship was moving a lot, so I stopped making my ship tour after finishing the lower decks, headed back into my cabin and slept until lunchtime. Then I went into the buffet restaurant, and in the meantime the sea was calm again and no more waves. The ship was laying quite calmly in the water, so it was much nicer than in the stormy morning. And then I headed to my favorite place on board, which of course is the Commodore Lounge, and just enjoyed the view over the ocean, over the sea. Watched a few oil rigs, other ships, some birds, so there was always something to see, and enjoyed a nice cup of coffee whilst watching the sea. That is for me the perfect form of relaxation, of enjoying a day at sea, just watching the ocean, other ships from a panoramic lounge, enjoying a nice cup of coffee. For me, that's the definition of a nice and relaxed cruise. There's always something to see, not only ships and oil rigs, but also on the North Sea you will almost always have some birds around you, so there's always something you can watch. Unfortunately today there was no sunset to watch as there were some clouds, so instead I decided to head into the Cunard shop and do some shopping, and after that I went into the gym and did a bit of sport. I skipped the cool down because the gym is on deck 2 and my cabin was on deck 11. I just walked up the stairs, that was more than enough of a cool down, and then later on I headed into the chart room for a glass of wine, and there I also bought the Cunard gin. As you maybe know, there is a special gin for each ship, and you can also buy a small gift box with all 4 of them. After that I headed into Sir Samuel's, the steakhouse on board, where you get a very nice brioche bread. Before I had a nice tartare as a starter. Then I could choose my knife, and I got my main course, which was a fillet. I opted for the surf and turf option, got half of a lobster tail. In addition, a nice salad and a few side dishes. They are all coming separately in small pans and bowls, but then I put them all together on one plate. And it was not only looking very nice, but also the food quality was amazing, so I can highly recommend going to Sir Samuel's. It was worth the additional fare. I would even pay the additional fare just for this brioche bread because it was just amazing. Also the dessert was amazing, tasting very nice, so it was a wonderful evening with great service, so I can highly recommend visiting Sir Samuel's. After that I went into the theater to watch the show, which was also very interesting and something unique. Then it was time to go to sleep because on the next morning I woke up early again to take the second part of my ship tour. And there was also something special because the Queen Victoria of Cunard was just behind us, also going into the port of Southampton. Here we are approaching Southampton and the Queen Victoria just behind us, a ship that I was on also 2 times already, another beautiful ship of Cunard. We have docked at the ocean terminal. And now it was unfortunately slowly time to say goodbye to the wonderful Queen Anne, but first of course I had to clear immigration. That was done on board in the Britannia restaurant on the upper deck, and then I went down to the lower deck to enjoy my breakfast there. That's one of the things I love about Cunard, that you can have an a la carte breakfast instead of a buffet breakfast. It's much more relaxed and you have a wide selection you can choose from. But then it actually, unfortunately, was already time to say goodbye to this wonderful ship and head into the terminal building to collect my luggage and then walk into the city center of Southampton. Here at the ocean terminal there's also a possibility to take some nice pictures of your cruise ship. It's not possible at all terminals in Southampton, but here it's possible, and here in the background you can see the Queen Victoria, which was docked slightly further away from the city center. I'm now walking right into the city center because for me it's now time to go to the airport. This time I'm heading for Heathrow, so I'm now walking all the way through the city past the Westgate shopping center to the long distance bus station. As you can see, there are even palm trees growing in Southampton and the weather was amazing. That's because of the Gulf Stream. That's why here in Southampton you can have some very nice weather. And I was very lucky with the weather in general, because it was January and we had the blue sky and quite nice temperatures. And here I am at the National Express terminal. From here I'm taking a coach to Heathrow Airport, but that will be the topic of the next video. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Here you can see when the next video will be uploaded and the name of the song. As always, I'd like to say thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, make sure to comment, like, subscribe or share the video link, and I hope to see you in my next video then.